Go in the system and change parameters on your pump, but I suggest not to, because all those parameters are inserted, so this controller works with that pump. This controller it's used for different kind of pumps. There's lots of them that work with this. Okay, to go in the system menu, you have to press and hold the top two buttons at the same time until you see mode front display, and you can change the mode that it's running. So right now it's being controlled from the front, but you can, by pressing increase, you can run it through serial port, you can run it remotely from your computer, but we want to leave it on front so you have access through these buttons. If you go next, your pump settings, your maximum speed, it's 963 for this specific pump, and you can change it, but it's not gonna work anymore if you change that. So you want to go next. Low speed, it's 700. External fan, no, we don't have an external fan to cool down the turbo. There's a vent valve that works on auto pump speed, and there is a delay when you start venting. Vent open time. What this vent open time means, it's actually how long the vent valve stays open when you press stop. It will stay open for a certain amount of time, and then it will close by itself, so there's no gas filling the room. So if you want to increase the vent time, if you want to increase how long that vent stays open, you would increase these units over here. If you want to make it lower so it doesn't stay open for as much, then you lower this. But if you lower them, then you may have the chance that your chamber will never vent to atmosphere anymore. And if you let it sit for too long, it automatically goes back to main screen. So to go back in, again press and hold these two buttons, pump settings. Something else I want to mention, vent open time. It says this time, it's not time, it's units. So that 1500, they're units, and how to calculate them, you have it in the turbo manual. Gas type, it's air. It is a water-cooled turbo pump. We want to have an active stop on it, and we still want to read the pressure when the turbo stops. Inputs and outputs, they are used for communicating with the deposition controller back and forward. And we have two relays. Relay number one, it's set for sensing pressure, and that's what tells your deposition controller that it reached base pressure. Is this setting over here. So relay number one, it's set for 5 by -2. Hysteresis is 0, no mask time, normal logic. And same thing for R2, which can be set to do different things, but it's not used in our case. Gauge, here are the parameters that you can insert for making this turbo controller work with the gauge. So our gauge is sensing pressure measured in torque. Gas correction is 10 by 10. That's it. To go back to main menu, you can let it sit for a while and it's gonna go back in main screen, or just press and hold the top two buttons. You're back to your main screen.